Have you ever wondered why your legs are becoming weaker, even though you eat healthily every day, exercise regularly, and try to maintain a disciplined lifestyle? Why does it take you a few extra seconds to stand up? Or why does stepping up a curb feel heavier than it used to? Many people assume these are normal signs of aging, something that simply comes with age. But the truth is not quite so simple. What's quietly making you weaker may not be due to a lack of effort, but could actually be something you consume every day, specifically fruit. It may sound counterintuitive, since for years we've been taught that fruit is a natural, healthy food and an essential part of a balanced diet. However, not all fruits are friendly to the aging body. As we grow older, our bodies begin to change. Metabolism slows down, blood vessels become less flexible, and joints become more sensitive to sugar and acids. Meanwhile, certain types of fruit, seemingly harmless and even praised for their health benefits, can actually contribute to inflammation, water retention, and damage to muscle tissues and blood vessels in the legs. This can lead to fatigue, pain, swelling, or a gradual loss of strength, often in ways that go unnoticed. The issue isn't with eating fruit itself, but rather with the type of fruit you choose and how your body reacts to it at your current age. If you care about maintaining leg strength, flexibility in your steps, and want to truly understand what's happening in your diet, keep reading. The truth that's about to be revealed might make you look at your daily fruit plate in an entirely new light. We all know that fruit is a gift from nature, refreshing, rich in vitamins and fiber, and often associated with health and cleansing. However, it is important to understand that not all types of fruit are suitable for every age, especially for bodies going through the aging process. Once you reach your 60s and beyond, your body no longer processes food the way it did in your 30s or 40s. The metabolic rate slows down, making it more difficult to digest and absorb the natural sugars found in fruit. This can lead to imbalances and digestive issues. The circulatory system, particularly the small capillaries that nourish muscles and joints in the legs, becomes weaker and less elastic, making them more vulnerable when blood sugar levels spike suddenly. At the same time, joints, ligaments, and soft tissues become more sensitive to acidic substances or inflammation-inducing components in foods. And it is precisely at this stage that certain fruits, seemingly harmless and even viewed as symbols of healthy eating, can start to have the opposite effect. Some fruits contain high levels of natural sugar or strong acids. When consumed regularly, they can cause the body to retain water, leading to swelling in the legs, heaviness in the knees, increased muscle fatigue, and even a dull, persistent pain in the joints that is difficult to explain. These symptoms develop slowly, almost silently, and are therefore easy to overlook. Then one day you realize you can no longer stand up as quickly as before, and your steps are no longer as steady, yet you do not suspect that the culprit could be the very foods you have always trusted to be healthy. The issue is not that fruit is bad, but that your body has changed and you need to adapt accordingly. Understanding fruit correctly does not mean giving it up, but rather learning to make smarter, more appropriate choices based on your age and current health condition. Only by doing so can you truly benefit from the nutritional value of fruit in a way that is safe and health-promoting, especially when it comes to the strength of your legs, the foundation of independence and freedom in your later years. Now let us face the issue directly. There are certain types of fruit that older adults should carefully consider, not because they are toxic, but because our bodies at this age no longer respond to them as positively as before. The first fruit that must be mentioned is pineapple. Pineapple is a tropical fruit beloved for its sweet and tangy flavor, refreshing sensation, and widely advertised benefits, such as aiding digestion and reducing inflammation through the enzyme bromelain. However, bromelain can cause side effects if not used properly, especially for older adults who are taking blood thinners or cardiovascular medications. Pineapple also contains a high amount of natural sugar and acid, two factors that can severely affect the small blood vessels in the legs, where circulation has already begun to decline due to age. When the body absorbs a large amount of acid and sugar from pineapple, it can lead to knee pain and a heavy feeling in the legs after walking or standing for long periods. More concerning, this impact happens quietly, without sharp, immediate pain, but accumulates gradually over time. This is why pineapple, though seemingly healthy, can actually contribute to weakening the legs if consumed at the wrong time or in the wrong way. If pineapple presents a silent threat through its acid and strong enzymes, bananas bring another challenge: sweeter, more accessible, yet potentially risky if not consumed properly. Bananas are among the most common fruits, often seen as a quick source of energy, rich in potassium, and helpful in reducing cramps and maintaining muscle health. But for older adults, the ability to process sugar and starch is no longer as efficient. Bananas contain quickly absorbed sugars and carbohydrates, which can cause a blood sugar spike within minutes of consumption. This not only puts pressure on the pancreas, but also triggers mild systemic inflammation, especially in soft tissues such as the thighs, knees, and ankles. Bananas can also retain water in cells, causing some to feel mild leg swelling, joint stiffness, or reduced mobility. Sometimes the heaviness in your legs after breakfast or the fatigue when climbing stairs may not come from age, but from the banana you ate without second thought. If bananas mislead us about energy and healthfulness, grapes, small and seemingly innocent, pose a more subtle threat with a completely different mechanism. Grapes, with their compact size and natural sweetness, are often used as a quick and convenient snack. However, behind their sweetness lies a high level of fructose, a simple sugar processed directly by the liver. When fructose exceeds the liver's capacity, it converts into uric acid, which causes inflammation and joint pain in many older adults. Grapes are particularly known to quietly trigger sharp pain in the big toe, ankle, or knee, often occurring at night or after long periods of sitting. Moreover, because grapes are easy to eat, older individuals often consume large quantities in just a few minutes, leading to an uncontrolled spike in sugar intake. Those who suffer from gout, joint swelling, or numbness in the legs should reconsider their habit of daily grape consumption to avoid worsening their condition. It is not only small fruits that can have an impact. Even juicy fruits that seem light and harmless, like watermelon, can bring unexpected consequences for aging legs. Watermelon is associated with a refreshing, soothing sensation, especially on hot days. But what many do not realize is that watermelon has a very high glycemic index. Each time you eat a piece, your body must react quickly to control the sharp rise in blood sugar, a response that becomes slower and less effective with age. The result is fatigue, heaviness in the legs, and even mild swelling around the ankles or knees. Because watermelon is rich in water and pleasantly sweet, people often consume large amounts without realizing how much sugar they are taking in. Over time, this can gradually weaken the joints and disrupt circulation in the lower limbs. Watermelon is not bad, but with an aging body, how, when, and how much you eat must be carefully considered. If watermelon carries the risk of a high glycemic index, orange soften associated with immunity and vitamin cold, another less noticed issue, natural acid can silently attack the joints. Oranges are often seen as symbols of health due to their high vitamin C content and pleasant sweet-sour taste. However, behind the immune boost lies a significant amount of citric acid, which can irritate inflamed or aging joints. For younger people, this is not a concern, but for older adults, introducing a strong acid into the body can increase morning joint stiffness or cause mild pain in the hips or knees when standing for long periods. A glass of orange juice every morning might be a familiar habit, but if you regularly feel aches after waking up, it may be worth considering whether this is the cause. Additionally, oranges contain natural sugars that, when combined with starches at breakfast, can cause strong blood sugar fluctuations, something older individuals should avoid. Similar to oranges, another fruit with a distinct tartness, but often trusted for its clean appearance, is green apple. Yet its effect on the elderly body is not as gentle as it seems. Green apples are considered a safe choice due to their low sweetness and high fiber content. But what many overlook is that green apples contain malic acid, the compound responsible for their sour taste, but also capable of irritating soft tissues, especially in people with sensitive digestive systems and aging joints. Regularly eating green apples, especially in the evening or on an empty stomach, can cause mild hip pain, leg stiffness, or even nighttime cramps. Green apples still offer benefits, but for older adults, they should be consumed with protein or after a full meal to avoid negative effects on the joints and leg muscles. And when we speak of the sweetest, most tempting fruit, many will immediately think of mangoes. Yet that very appeal is the mask hiding a high amount of natural sugar, which can trigger adverse reactions if not consumed in moderation. Mangoes are loved for their natural sweetness, soft texture, and pleasant flavor. But they are also one of the fruits with the highest sugar content among commonly eaten fruits. Each piece of mango causes a rapid rise in blood sugar, followed by an increase in insulin and internal inflammation. This directly affects tissues around the knees, ankles, and hips areas that typically bear much of the body's weight during movement. Many people feel heavy-legged, knee fatigue, or difficulty moving after eating mangoes, but do not consider the link between food and these symptoms. Eating mangoes in moderation, avoiding large quantities at once, especially in the evening, can significantly reduce this risk. After reviewing the types of fruit that should be reconsidered in the diet, you may be wondering, so what should we eat to truly support our legs as they grow weaker? Fortunately, alongside the fruits that carry potential risks, nature has also given us many excellent options fruits that are not only delicious, but also gentle and soothing for the joints, circulation, and digestive systems of older adults. These are valuable allies in the journey to maintaining mobility and strength in every step. The first group worth mentioning includes berries such as blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries. These small fruits have very low sugar content and are rich in antioxidants, especially anthocyanins, compounds proven to reduce inflammation, support blood circulation, and protect connective tissues in the joints. For older adults, incorporating berries into daily meals is like adding a light layer of protection to the joints, helping reduce stiffness in the legs and ease knee pain after long periods of sitting. Adding a handful of berries to breakfast or an afternoon dessert not only enhances flavor, but also quietly nourishes strength from within. Next is cherries, a mildly sweet fruit that, when used properly, can serve as a natural remedy for those at risk of or living with elevated uric acid levels. Cherries help eliminate uric acid from the body, thereby reducing the frequency and intensity of joint pain related to gout or chronic arthritis. However, moderation is key. A small handful at a time, eaten fresh or lightly prepared, is enough to be effective without raising blood sugar. When used appropriately, cherries not only soothe the joints, but also improve sleep quality, an essential factor for physical recovery in older adults. Another special fruit, often overlooked due to its lack of intense sweetness, is the avocado. Though not commonly thought of as a fruit in the traditional sense, avocado is a treasure trove of healthy fats, specifically monounsaturated fatty acids, that help reduce inflammation, support cartilage, and maintain the elasticity of soft tissues. Avocado also contains vitamin E, potassium, and fiber, contributing to blood pressure regulation, weight management, and stable energy levels without causing blood sugar spikes. In particular, if you often experience mild pain in the hips or knees when changing positions, adding avocado to your diet can noticeably improve your body's flexibility within a few weeks. In addition, papaya is a reliable option for those with sensitive digestion. With its soft texture, naturally mild sweetness, and the presence of the enzyme papain, papaya aids digestion, soothes bloating, and enhances nutrient absorption in older adults. More importantly, papaya also has anti-inflammatory properties, helping to relieve mild joint pain and reduce leg heaviness when moving. Moderately ripe papaya can be enjoyed as a light breakfast or paired with unsweetened yogurt for a nutritious snack. Finally, pears are a refreshing fruit, low in sugar, high in soluble fiber, and particularly gentle on the vascular system. With their water-rich structure that doesn't cause a significant rise in blood sugar, pears help hydrate cells, support kidney function, and aid in toxin elimination. For those who often feel leg heaviness in the afternoon, adding a few slices of pear to your meal can help bring a lighter, more comfortable sensation to the lower limbs. Combining pears with plant-based proteins or nuts can further enhance blood sugar control after meals. Choosing the right fruit is not just about picking something tasty, it is about choosing a way of living, a way of self-care that is refined, not extreme, and quietly brings strength, stability, and peace to every daily step. The fruits mentioned above, though small in size, carry great benefits, well suited to the slow, mindful pace of life that old age so richly deserves. Now, you may have realized that the health of your legs, the foundation of independence, freedom, and dignity in life, does not rely on grand gestures. It is not about expensive treatments or flashy advertisements. That strength begins with the smallest things. How you choose each piece of fruit, each daily meal, your awareness in listening to your body, and the courage to adjust habits that have accompanied you for many years. Old age is not a time to give up. It is a time to reflect, to live more wisely, more gently, and more proactively. You do not need to eliminate everything, just understand what truly suits your body, because a small change today can become a major turning point tomorrow. Less pain, more lightness, no more wobbling when standing, no more hesitation in your steps. It is not just physical improvement, it is the revival of confidence in yourself. If this message resonates with you in any way, a realization, a reminder, or simply a feeling of being understood, share it with your loved ones, friends, or anyone you know who might need it. Because health is not a personal matter, it is a journey we can walk together, supporting one another with knowledge, empathy, and kindness. Do not forget to leave a comment, whether it is a number, a short message, or simply, I understand. These little notes help spread this message to more people. And if you want to continue receiving useful insights, thoughtful and relatable advice, click the follow button. It is your way of saying, I care about myself and I am ready to live healthier each day. Finally, always remember that aging does not make you weak knowledge, and proper care are what determine how far you will go on the journey ahead. Stand strong from the very first step, starting today, starting with you.